Alright guys, so for today we are going to be talking about chlamydia, which is also known as the silent STD. So first let's talk about some history and a little bit of statistics. Okay, so way back during I'd say like early 20th century, there were these two scientists. We had a German Jew and we had a Czech one. And both of them together were experimenting against orangutans. And this one orangutan just so happened to have the bacteria called Chlamydia trachomatis. Now, this was when it was discovered. It was first recognized back during the 1970s and became completely notable right before the 1990s. And by 2003, there were over 100,000 cases. Alright, so pathogenesis, of course. STD is short for sexually transmitted disease, which it can also be called STI, also known as sexually transmitted infection. So, with that being said, of course, this is what you get from whenever you have unprotected sex with someone who is infected. And you do not have to ejaculate whenever you get this disease. It's not related to fluids. It's all about the skin that is around that area. So, for chlamydia, it actually has two different parts. There's one part where it actually goes and infects the cell, and then there's the other part where it multiplies inside it. So what it does is that it'll see an epithelial cell, go inside of that, and it'll start making more inside of that cell, more and more and more, until finally it pops, and all of a sudden they all go, and they spread, and they all do the exact same thing. So, that being said, let's talk about symptoms and signs. So, of course, for this thing called the silent disease, it can be asymptomatic. However, it can still be very damaging to women. The reason for it is that it directly attacks the reproductive system. So, if you're a woman and you do get this, not only could it affect you ever becoming pregnant, but it could also affect you it can also affect your reproductive system and also cause your child, if you are pregnant, it can cause your child to have birth defects. And we do not want that. And so, if you're a man or a woman, just so you know, the symptoms, they definitely are dependent on whether or not you're male or female, because different anatomy. But, but if you do, the only way that you can, both male and female can get the same symptoms is if they get it in their rectum. If you get it in their rectum, then you're going to see a lot of bleeding. So, however, if you are male and female, they also have, if you get it around your reproductive area, you can get it, you can get urination, which can feel like it's burning. You can get a weird discharge. Like I said before, women kind of have more of the reproductive problems of it later on. But there is a plus to this. You can get treated for it. Thank goodness you can get. There's multiple one of these. Two of them you can get either gender, and the other two are more effective if you're pregnant while having chlamydia. Now, it is recommended that if you do have this STD, that you do not have sex at all or have any kind of sexual activities. So, and even while you're taking the medicine, and even a week after you take the medicine, you just cannot, because you still can pass the infection to other people. But once you're about 1-2 weeks without having sex, then you're pretty much off the hook and you're good. So, these are all my references. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for listening.